Hey guys, Mike in the Woods here. As my subscribers already know, on this channel I'll look for ways to use 3D printing to improve your gear. 3D printing lets you come up with practical and durable custom solutions to do exactly what you need them to. Mods, replacement parts, repairs, upgrades, and of course the topic of this video, custom adapters. In my opinion, 3D printed parts often unfairly get stigmatized as either being fragile, expensive, or useless. And if you're one of the people who happens to think this, hear me out, I think you might be pleasantly surprised. Today, in this video, I wanted to show you the utility and practicality of using 3D printed custom adapters for fixing gear incompatibility. Okay, so there's 4 main useful benefits of using 3D prints to create custom adapters and mounts. They're surprisingly cheap and durable. You can customize them to suit your exact needs, the ability to iterate and test them rapidly, and you can modify your gear without permanently altering it. So let's look into each of these a bit more in depth. Durability and cost. Right away, let's deal with the myth I see a lot of, the idea that 3D printed parts are fragile and expensive. With the fragility myth, much like all myths, it does stem from a grain of truth. Desktop 3D printers print in layers, melting plastic layer by layer to build up your object. 3D prints do have a weakness along these layer lines, especially if printed with incorrect settings. However, if you account for this in your design, it's easy to overcome this weakness. I mean, an injection molded or machined part will ultimately be more durable, but for backcountry use, 3D printed stuff is plenty tough enough. I myself have an ever-increasing collection of 3D printed gear that I take with me out into the backcountry regularly. A Powerade bottle adapter for my Katadyn BeFree, a modular Slingbow system, a Hobo fishing reel, and even the windlass for my 30-inch pack frame saw, for no other reason than to see if I could 3D print it, is all 3D printed at home using the most basic of 3D printing plastics. And it's holding up just fine, even in negative 12 degrees Celsius winter temperatures. As for the assumption that 3D printing is expensive, you'd be surprised at just how cheap 3D printers have gotten nowadays. The printer that I do most of my printing on was only a few $100, and the print material is about $25 a kilogram. Doing some quick math, I can print about 23 of these adapters here, which I'll talk about in a minute, which amounts to a cost of about $1.09 per part in plastic, and that's with it being completely solid. So basically, relatively cheap to print, and will hold up to reasonable expectations of durability. Customization. As I also mentioned, one of the biggest strengths of being able to make your adapter yourself is you can create it to the exact specifications you need. Size, weight, material type, functionality, and most importantly for our video today, compatibility. All elements that you get to control by designing and printing at home. Need a barrel mount for a paintball marker that has both Picatinny and dovetail? Done. Need an ultralight, low-profile GoPro mount for Lego? You can do that too. You can create a part completely solid if you need durability more than weight savings, or you can make it almost completely hollow with a lattice support structure inside to keep the weight low. You can keep it within exact size constraints as needed, and you can create it to very specific dimensions if you have a unique and weird place your particular adapter needs to fit. My latest example of an adapter, as I showed earlier, mounts 82 pattern Canadian Army issued web gear to standard modern MOLLE. I made it so the adapter fits perfectly between the plastic pegs and has plenty of space for the belt loops and takes up 3 segments of a single row of MOLLE when the pegs are put in. And shout out to my boy over at Oshawa Bushcraft for lending me this pouch. Go check him out. I'll link it at the top of the screen. Iteration. Another powerful strength of 3D printing, the super fast turnaround time between designing a part, printing it off, testing it, figuring out what needs improvement, and iterating on to the next version, all from within your workshop. Your biggest time loss will be to waiting for the part to actually print, which can take anywhere from 30 minutes to half a day depending on the size and your infill. I was pretty happy with version 1 of my 82 pattern to MOLLE adapter, but a good example of when this came into play for me was when I was designing a snap cart of survival fishing parts. The first version wound up being way too thin, so I popped back onto the computer, thickened it up, and printed off a new version with a complete total turnaround time of I think maybe just over an hour. Or, for another example, with my Katadyn BeFree adapter, where the initial version leaked water out of the bottle connector, which is dangerous as that's meant to be where the untreated water is. I created a little lip to improve the seal, printed off the new version, and it was good to go, this one taking maybe about twice the time. And modification without permanent alteration. Our last but certainly not least point of conversation, its importance will vary. Some of you don't really care that much about permanently sewing gear together, while others will cringe at the idea, such as vintage or period piece items, and the thought of threading a needle through it makes them throw up in their mouth a little. 3D printed adapters saves you from having to damage or permanently alter your gear by introducing an intermediary piece that does all the work for you. Not only that, but it also gives you an out if you decide later on that you don't want your gear mounted in a certain way. So if you've sewed, glued, melted, or fused something together permanently, you're kind of SOL for making changes later down the line. With a removable adapter, you can just swap it out and stick it wherever else you want. My favorite aspect about this though is that it lets your setup be more modular. And I love modular approaches. I use them everywhere I can, for instance with my EDC bucket bag and inch bag approach. If you're going on a longer trip where you need the extra storage mounted on the outside of your pack, stick the pouches on with the adapter, but if you suddenly find yourself on a single overnighter or a high-speed, low-drag type trip, you can shed all the extra pouches and not be stuck with them permanently attached. So there we go, my 4 reasons why I love integrating 3D printing into my backcountry gear. And like I've showed, I practice what I preach. My 3D printed gear regularly comes out with me on trips now. What do you think? Has this swayed your opinion a little? Put to rest any misinformation for you? Do you have any ideas percolating? Let me know down in the comments. I'll be continuing to look for cool and valuable ways to make use of 3D printing as it relates to the outdoors, and suggestions always help. If you're new here, much like using 3D printing to improve backcountry gear, I look for ways to combine fun, futuristic technology with traditional outdoors experiences. Check out my other videos and consider subscribing if that happens to be your thing. If you want to control the direction of this channel and get some other interesting perks, check out my recently revamped Patreon in the description. And if you're interested in any of my 3D print designs featured in this video, I'll leave links to my 3D print shop and the models themselves if you want to print your own. And a good hint for you, you get access to all of my 3D print designs as one of my Patreon tier perks. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next video.